The glory of Africa is borderless. Yes, the Berlin Conference was true. Yes, slave trade was true. Yes, we have been programmed as Africans. The effect of these things have been on us over the years, no doubt. But who is holding us back now as Africans? We're only being held back in our mind. The stories have changed. Things have changed. The world is a global village now. The potential of Africa have not disappeared from Africa. The greatness of Africans still remains with Africans. The resources of Africa have not been taken away completely from Africa. What we had, we still have. We still own the 60% of untapped arable land of the world. It's in Africa. What are we doing with it? Our child are still demonstrating wisdom, greatness at different quarters of Africa and across Africa. It has become impossible for the world to be able to do without us Africans. Africa has become the bride that is forcefully married by everyone. Africa is the bride that every continent wants to marry. Why? Now and the future is about tech and energy. The great resources, minerals needed for tech development and energy is in Africa. It is time for us to stop playing host to development, but own development. We must own development. By 2050, the population of Africa will have blown to close to 2.5 billion. That's not a small market for indigenous products. That's not a small market for indigenous products. Let's stop playing host to development. Let's own our development. The world's development is to Africans' advantage. No more restrictions. It's a global village. Technology is on our side to project the potentials of Africa. We have it all. Let's begin to project it. This is the burden of Ori Africa and several others playing their part in emphasizing the potentials of Africa and propagating the goodness of our land. I see Africa becoming limitless. I see a new Africa full of potential, emphasizing this same potential and turning them into enterprise on every field of life. I see Africa no longer playing host, but owning the development around the world. My brothers and sisters in the diaspora, it is time for us to bring back home the knowledge we have acquired across the world and use it to develop the continent Africa. The conversation has always been that Africa has problem of leadership. No doubt. But who are our leaders? Our leaders are from among us. So it is who we are that we are reproducing as leaders. Our legislators lives on our street everywhere. They come around during election. We vote them in ourselves. We support them. We throw our weights behind them. It is the leaders that we produce that we have. Our leaders are from among us. They are not aliens. Now, what this teaches us as Africans is the fact that there is a need for a reorientation of the wrong program that we have always had. In the movie industry, let's begin to reorientate our people. On the pulpits, amidst the pews, let's begin to reorientate our people. Let everyone continue to put his own part into the African dream, into the African vision. The new Africa is waiting to be birthed. The responsibility of national development is solely on the citizen. And when I say citizens, I mean everyone. The responsibility of African development is solely on Africans. For Africa to develop, we only need Africans to develop it. Now, another continent cannot develop another continent. Submitting our continent for another development under any other continent or nation is submitting ourselves to another round of slavery. True, we were programmed. No doubt about that. The programming is still ongoing. But now we are of age. African man, African woman, what is holding us back again? We only need to emancipate from this mental slavery that we're still finding ourselves in. The cultural values of Africans tells the stories of Africans and tells what we hold dearly to us. Let's begin to look inward into ourselves. Yorubas will say, Ilela awo kato somo loruko. What it means is, to name a child in Africa, you have to look deeply into his story or the stories of his or her descendants, because names are peculiar to Africans. We don't just wake up and name our child stones, door, wood. No. Ola Oshebiko. Ola to potititi o nipekun. That's for a child from the lineage of wealth. Ola. Now, another man or another woman from a royal family. His name Aderonke, Oyedokun, Aderibigbe, Oyewumi, Afolabi, Shijuade, and many more. In Africa, Ilela Awo Kato Somalorugo. We have to look at the ancestors, the descendants of who you are, determines the name you are given. Let's begin to look inward in Africa. Africa only needs to hone their development. It's time for us to stop playing host to development. Let's begin to hone our development. Let's put our trademark boldly on our development. There's nothing wrong for us to travel out and learn from those that have gone ahead of us. Nothing is wrong absolutely about it. The only thing that is wrong is when we have learned the wisdom of the Western world and we now hone it to now still be honing it in another man's land. Everything is wrong about it. When we hone it, after learning it, let's domesticate it to Africa. That is the only way a continent can develop. Let's bring the wisdom back home and use it here. After all the resources, the mineral resources for majority of this development are from our soil. Silicon Valley is supposed to be in Africa. Obviously, people are waking up to it. But the core of Ori Africa is that we can always all do more until the new Africa is birthed. For comments, please let's keep this conversation going at the comment section. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Iri. Inspired by Ori, guided by Africa. Ori Africa.